Last night, I don't know who was here last night with our Q&A. We, the panel here, voted on who had the best questions, the most eloquent way of speaking, and we gave them a donut. So, so when you get up to speak, or just remember, we'll be listening, and you'll be judged in a donut worthy. There are a lot of donuts, so maybe you'll get 2 donuts. You're really good. So really what we want to do right now is this is our chance to talk. I don't like speaking from the dais. I like to actually get into it. What I'd like to do is actually just open question and answers. People come up. We have a bunch of people here, major town about DC Universe. This is your chance to ask questions about anything to do with DC, and you get a donut. So what more do you want? So, any questions? Oh, we're children. Your name, sir?
My name is Jeremy. I've been reading comics since I was about my son today in the Iron Man. So, first thing was, a lot of us remember when we were younger, we used to get the comics like a spinning rack and stuff like that. Does anybody miss the mystery of not knowing what was coming next? Because now with like previews and internet and everything, you get like 6 months ahead, you know, what's coming in the issues, versus what it was when we were kids, where you go and get, okay, great, I got Super Friends, or I got Superman, or Batman, or whatever, and didn't know exactly what was going to come next. Or like if the story ended, you weren't sure what the next story was going to be, and it was a mystery and fun waiting for the next issue to come out. Anybody here miss that?
Who misses the mystery in comics? Okay, Mr. Jerkins will answer that.
Oh, I'm supposed to answer that? I think it's one of those things. I really think it's too bad that we don't have that, and even to the extent that we have, now our customer base generally orders their comics in advance. And I think what you kind of lose is the fun of walking into a store, seeing all the comics out on the rack, and getting attracted to a comic because of the cover. And yes, it can still happen, but we're much more a pre-sold product now than we used to be. And yeah, I miss that.
But on the other hand, like with a favorite TV show, you don't have to read spoilers. You can make a point to avoid it.
True.
I don't even know what's happening whatsoever.
That's so true. Beyond being my visual aid guy, I also do better than some big comics.
And his monkey.
And really quick, the other one was, months ago when you guys introduced the new Wonder Woman, it was said that it was going to be an alternate timeline, and that it was going to come back around to the old Wonder Woman, but I see you introduced her into continuity with some of the Superman and talking about bringing her to other things. So that whole idea of staying on the alternate timeline, has that gone away, or is there still plan to bring it back?
I don't want to give the secret away. You just didn't want the secret.
I may not like it, but I'm still sucked into it. So.
Actually, I would not ruin the ending, so just keep reading and see where it's going to go. I think you'll be satisfied with where we're going with it.
Okay, thank you.
Superman was consistent with what set up Wonder Woman. We didn't just sort of forget about it or abandon it. Would you like a donut?
Would you like a donut?
I'll do one for myself.
Get the back.
Okay, we have 2 questions. First, Woods, love in action. It's amazing. I think it's everyone that it runs well, not just like anybody else. Lex, from what I understand, it's going to shift back to Superman at 900. And is there going to be more Lex? If not in action, then where? Because I'm addicted and you can't just
Actually, Matt gave a this question better than I, because if Lex isn't gone forever, as far as I know. So not comfortable answering. No, I'm not sure there'll be any stories left until Lex happens. We'll see. Aside from there,
You're really that's good. And question, this is a little vague, so forgive me, but I heard rumblings, speaking of Wonder Woman just now, years ago, of like an all-star Wonder Woman type deal, drawn by Adam Hughes.
Yeah.
Do people remember that? Did that just kind of disappear, or is that Adam Hughes now? I've been open 20 years, or anything to say? I love the man, but it's slow.
I don't know, but I think it's still on Adam's agenda.
Okay.
Adam is actually here at the con, so you can ask him. But it's something definitely we would love to see.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All right, very much. You want to do it?
Hi, I just have a couple of quick questions. First off, are we going to be seeing the Demon Etrigan anytime soon?
I'm sorry?
The Demon Etrigan?
Yes, you are.
Oh, that's nice.
somebody else to show them.
I just want to hear that. You know what's going on. Actually, I'll be honest. I just saw some pages done by David Finch with the gaming, which are phenomenal. So I would say very soon you should be seeing a very cool interpretation of the demon in a book done by David Finch.
That sounds excellent. Second question. There is a character who has been overlooked for many years in DC Comics, who has been a very integral part of the Justice League. When are we going to get to see a Snapper Car ongoing comic?
That took our surprise. All right, well, you know, as I tell Matt, we have a Monday morning editorial meeting. We do, and so I guess this Monday we will discuss Snapper Car. So thank you, Nikki, it's happening. Okay, thank you. No donut. For Snapper. You can get a donut.
I'm Chuck. I've been reading comics for way too long. No one else today. But anyway, I have a comment and a question. The comment is really looking forward to Flashpoint. I'm kind of hoping it doesn't change too much because I'm really digging where DC is right now. You guys are doing a lot of great things. Thank you. My question has to do with my all-time favorite, the Legion of Superheroes. Really liking the fact that you brought the original Legion back. I am curious as to their modified history. The recent annual kind of had a little teaser history of Legion in the back and had some big question marks over certain things. And so I'm kind of wondering, are we, if so when, are we going to get kind of fill in the blanks on their history of parts that we've seen in the past, part of the continuity?
Only Paul Levis were here.
Yes.
I think Paul has major plans structured out for the next 2 years on Legion. So everything you've seen hinted at, I would say you're going to begin seeing answers probably late summer, fall, and going on from there. All right? So Paul back at the ring with Legion, you know, he's in the group's in great hands. He loves those characters.
All right, thank you. Okay.
See, a donut. He's also here too.
All right, we have the announcement of Bane and The Dark Knight Rises. Now, I'm a huge Bane fan. I don't want to see him get yanked out of Secret Six. I think Gale's doing some wonderful things. But at some point, I guess I should ask, has there been discussions about perhaps elevating Bane to more of the uber villain he was in the past, with respect to his role in the movie, now in the comics?
I think you'll be seeing some changes with Bane coming up very soon. I think that it's interesting because there were plans in place even before the announcement of the film. So yeah, I think I'm trying to remember when actually it's going to come out. I know it's on the cover. That should be very intriguing regarding Bane very, very soon.
Big plans?
There was big plans. All right, thank you. Was that a donut-worthy question?
How's it going? I'm John.
Hey, John.
I've been reading comics for 18 years, and I loved the most recent Detective and Batman annual where Bruce went to France and set up shop with Batman Incorporated and the new character Night Runner. Two quick questions branching out of that. One, where else can we see Batman Incorporated be, setting up shop? Because I like how it's like taken out. I like how it's not just Gotham. It's like more of like a it's like seems like it's the whole world's getting in on this. Are there any other countries or places you could let slip without ruining anything?
I can't let slip, but I've seen Grant's plan for the next year and a half of Batman Incorporated. So I think that big change for Bruce Wayne, he said he's been supporting Batman and setting up Batman Inc. is going to continue impacting the whole Batman line for a long time to come. So you're going to see a lot of different countries being hit because Batman is on a mission. He knows what he wants to do, and you'll be very surprised what Grant is planning to put him in the coming year.
Cool. And there was a double-page spread, I think, in the Batman annual of the new Night Runner. Any plans on making that a poster image? Because that was probably the most sweet piece of art I've seen in DC in the past 5 years.
Really, the past 5 years?
Seriously, it was awesome. I mean, it was so cool.
I don't think we have any plans, but again,
make a note of one of your meetings.
Seattle, and is there still plans that Superman's walk ends in Seattle?
Mr. Superman. Okay, we'll take the Superman one. Wow, that was really wow, that was really
So it seems like some of the cities that were on path. That's
I wish
what
it was like in time for this month, that would have been smart. We've had a big circle, that would have been cool. But I'm 99% sure I'm just really fried right now. I love you.
And for Green Arrow, honestly, I don't.
He's traveling Star City for a while, but I just became aware like of his 80s and him and Black Panther being here.
No
Seattle
plan-
could use a real hero like
somewhere. No plans right now. I mean, we've got some interesting things planned for him coming up in the summer and beyond. That may end up in Seattle, but nothing definite. All right. Okay. Donut. This side. All right.
Hi, I had a question about death. Both big publishers have been using a lot of the deaths and resurrections of characters recently. Mainly, I think, as a marketing ploy very often. But I was wondering how you guys feel about whether maybe it's time to use that device maybe a little more sparingly. It used to be kind of edgy to kill somebody who wasn't a supervillain, but now do you feel that maybe it's gotten a little jump the shark?
Actually, Dan and I were having this conversation today during lunch about killing off of characters. I think he and I both agree kind of overdone it in business as a whole. I think one of the things with Blackest Night, where we really dealt with these characters coming back, the impact of death. One of the things we did at a toilet was we sat down and said, let's slow down deaths going. If death happens, it's got to be a major thing. It's got to be permanent because it just cheapens the whole event. It cheapens all the characters if someone's back every 6 months. So I think you'll see we're going to slow down that a lot.
What are things about, sir?
Okay, he was mocking me, so what else is there? Okay.
I want to think whether there's anything more going to be done with the America's Best Comic in print.
I'm sorry?
The America's Best Comics in print. Is there anything more? Tom Strong, those Wildstorm, and a character.
Top 10.
Top 10.
Top 10, yeah, top 10. I think, wish I could also hear he's part of our West Coast. Your question is, are we going to still do it?
Is there going to be more stuff?
I believe there are. I don't have specifically any answer to that, but I believe there are plans for tomorrow. All right? Not going away as far as I know. It's a DVD winner from last night. Okay.
I wanted to know what happened to the Ratman backup story because I was reading that and then it just.
Catastrophic tragedy. Can you take me? This is Mr. Justin Wynn, people.
if the creator is still alive and you relaunch the character away from the original mythos, if he gets pissed off, I mean, where's the checks and balances? Can he disagree or not?
I think if the creator is still alive, we always talk to them to make sure they're okay with what we're doing. Again, it's a very broad-based question, so I don't have any specifics, but we try to be aware of everybody involved in the process. I do think, we don't want to change too much too often because then you just lose the consistency of the character. It's kind of like deaths happening all the time. You don't want to do that too often. So, I would say, hopefully we won't do that too much more if that is, concern of yours. But I tend to agree with you.
Well, I mean, so is there checks and balances in case when you relaunch the character?
Yes, there's always discussion. There's always discussion. Again, I'm not experienced as a DC. I've been editor in chief only for about 5 months, so what I think in the past, there's always been discussion about any major changes in the character. All right? Okay. Thank you. Jonah?
Since you said you can ask about anything related to DC, in the episode Why They Raise Their Teen Titans, at the end of the episode, they open up a suitcase that's supposed to hold Robin's most prized possession, and then it cuts to black, and we don't know what it is. What is it?
Hey, I have a question about using comics as a tool to teach kids how to read and using for fight literacy in the world. And I was wondering about any of you guys' thoughts on how that can be used, or your thoughts on using it to fight literacy in the world, and how that's like a huge social thing that like helps countries like become more democratic or be like self-sufficient. So I'm just wondering about your thoughts on that.
Though not connected with DC in that respect, about 3 years ago I produced 600 to 900 pages of graphic novels in the manga format for poor readers. And it was done by Hawthorne Achieve, the textbook company, and it's under their impact line. So we did something like 15 graphic novels meant for high school age kids who read though at a 3rd grade level. So the stories had to be conceptual and a little bit older, but the writing had to be a lot simpler to help them come into the story. So people are doing a lot of educational based comics. It's very hard in the current economic climate to always find them, and because a lot of schools simply do not have the money to purchase them, but they are out there.
Hi, my question is, I really enjoyed the new television show on Cartoon Network, Young Justice. I was kind of hoping if you guys could answer this or possibly set it up, or if you guys have had this debate amongst yourself. On a recent episode, they had to go to Massachusetts to drop something off, and they put up a map that showed Gotham City, which I looked on an overlay would roughly be about near Connecticut. Is there a map out there that shows where these cities would actually be? And you guys ever got into an argument and said, why is it that, in Smallville they tried,
We never get any arguments. No arguments ever. Actually, excuse me a second. Matt says there is something being put together, but I wanted to ask Dan and Mark, back in the day, were there any maps, were there anything that said where these cities were?
If I recall correctly, Paul Kupperberg did a book through DC, which was an index to DC Comics that had maps included. We all just
Because we never argue, we just disagree.
Yeah, but there is such a product out there.
Thank you. Jeff is writing Superboy. Where do you think Smallville is in connection with Metropolis?
That's why they speak Chinese.
Donuts, sir. Okay, go to the left.
So with the
Wait. Okay. What's the joke?
Okay, sorry. What?
so with Marvel
There's a lot you don't know. There's a lot that we will be learning in the next year or so. I mean, Jeff has a big, huge plan for the whole Green Lantern mythos, and I think it's just amazing what he's done so far. I mean, I think it's coming up as War of the Green Lanterns is the next big arc. But beyond that, there's even more really amazing stuff planned for the whole Lantern mythology. So you're going to learn a lot that you may like, you may not like about all these characters. So I really just want to say it's just, you know, the beginning of a great, great story about all these characters. So I'm glad you like it. You know, I just keep reading, all right? You're welcome. Coming up?
Hi, how's it going? I have two questions. First off, I'm a huge Legion fan, and I absolutely love the direction the Legion is going right now. But I also really love the stuff you were doing about 10 years ago, the Abnett Landing story arcs. And I was just wondering if there was any chance that those could be collected anytime soon. I know Legion fans have kind of been clamoring for the Legion Lost series to be collected, like the last 10 years.
The Legion Lost, we are collecting, I believe. I think that's coming up. The Abnett Landing stories, I don't know. I'm surprised we didn't collect them. Again, I'm learning things that just stunned me at this thing. But, oh wait. Okay, the big Legion nerd over here is telling me that they are solicited and they are coming out. So, right. Okay.
And the second question is actually for the big Legion nerd as well. Right on. The Atom, you just did the giant size Atom special, which was released. I was wondering if there was more coming after that.
Nothing specifically related to more, but I certainly would like to do more with that character.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I don't need any more comments.
Okay.
I got two questions. One, what was your feedback for Damien as Wally? Because, well, I know I really like it. I guess that's a good feedback then for Damien.
Feedback on Damien?
Yeah.
Okay, let's ask Kara. Okay, who likes Damien?
Come on, we don't get a democratic response.
Who doesn't like? Wait, let's be fair. Who doesn't like Damien?
I was just sad. Look, I did my part.
Actually, I gotta be honest. The feedback on Damien has been very, very positive. Doesn't mean you have to like him. You know, some people don't, but people seem to really like the addition of him to the Batman story.
Okay. Is there any plans for Green Arrow movie at all?
For Green Arrow movie?
Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of. Doesn't mean it's not on some planning table someplace, but not that I'm aware of right now. But the Superman movie release, a lot of DC characters are going to be moving to different media, so it's very possible. All right? Cool. Great. I know they're not losing popularity here.
Hello, Grego from South America, Chile. I got a question that I always wanted to ask you guys about Superman Batman. Are the donuts eggs, right? That's the feeling.
Some aren't apparently.
I'll leave that later. Okay, well, comics are a big business in Japan, probably you know that. They call it differently. But two questions real quick. How is the reception of DC Comics in Japan? Do you know something about that? Like, because I know they have like those super cool guys and stuff, but how about Superman? How about Batman? How about, I don't know, all these masked heroes? How do they accept them over there? Or that's one.
I don't know. I think they love them, but I don't know for a fact. I would assume, I think the DC heroes are getting it, are known globally. I mean, they're icons around the world. I don't know specifically about how Japan, deals like our sales figures there, but I can tell you they know Superman, they know who these characters are. I think, I would be very surprised at any place on the face here that people don't know these characters. But I don't have to specifically do my deal.
Oh, okay. And the second second question. Well, I'm a big Neil Gaiman fan. I'm from the Sandman too. And I've been meant to ask you this. You cannot escape from my question. None of you can. When is the Sandman movie coming out? And it's gonna be either Robert Smith from The Cure or what is the guy that's doing Johnny Depp? Yeah, that guy. Which one of the two will like to try? Most likely the Sandman movie.
See, she guys says the vertical panel. I don't have the answers to that.
But it's the sea. You must have heard something about it. Your employees must, you've gossiped everywhere.
You want to say it in movies? Have you tell me?
Yes. Number one, or at least, season of Miss.
All right, that'll be another topic for one of these meetings, okay? But I don't know of anything planned. I know there's interest. I gotta be honest. I know there's interest.
Is it interest? Or a Sandman movie? Because Marvel is putting on this crap. The Spider-Man again? It's in high school, right? Like, come on.
You deserve 2 jobs, my friend.
Hey, I tried.
So my question is specifically for you, Dan. Who in the heck is Rick Hunter's mother?
These things, and you hear people ask question after question after question, and all you get is, well, we can't tell you that, or we'll have a Monday morning editorial meeting about it. And were you
Are you
here?
telling me you're gonna make my day right now?
Well, were you here when I said we had to have more mystery in comics? That's why I can't tell you yet, but we'll get to it at some point.
But we will find out eventually.
Yes.
Okay.
You just plan on being around like year 2055.
Thank you.
Enjoy your donut.
Hi.
Hi.
I was wondering, I really like the animated movies you guys have come out recently, like Apocalypse. I was wondering if all the animated movies you guys are making are going to just be based on part that you can do with the storyline. Because you could have the guy that simply have bad luck, all these powers or whatever. But anyway, I'd like to brought back and use a little bit more often, not just a comment. The other thing too is I absolutely love Jonah Hex. And I like the movie too, but not as much as this one.
Hi, I'm Sarah. Nice to meet you. Hello, I'm doing well, thank you. I agree completely with the mystery thing. We definitely need more mystery comics, more enigmas, particularly one enigma. So are we getting more Riddler stories?
I would say yes. I don't know anything right now, but I know that Riddler's one of David Finch's favorite characters. So
I'm excited about that. I've heard rumors.
okay, so I would say possibility is very real. You'll see you soon. All right.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
I'm a really big DC fan, and I grew up like watching cartoons like Superman, Batman, Beyond. And those are some of my favorites. I feel like to this day, and I really like when you guys turn them into big screen movies. You know, some of my favorites like Dark Knight. What my not really a question, but it's more like a suggestion. Is that when you guys are done doing like Batman movies, because I know you guys have maybe a couple more coming out. But instead of doing like a reboot, maybe you can go in a new direction, like turn Batman Beyond into a movie franchise. Yeah. And then maybe get the guy who directed Tron, because I really like that movie, the way it looked, you know, the colors, the outfits, and the scenery. Maybe you can get that guy. Maybe, I don't know.
I'd like to direct it.
You like the DC cartoons?
Yeah.
You know, Mark Ruffalo and Wanda?
Yeah.
So, thank this man here for.
Thank you. And I did have a question from a friend. She wanted to know what David Kelly was going to do with Wonder Woman. You actually just asked him, not Josh Whedon. Yeah, maybe you want to.
So, David Kelly and Wonder Woman? Okay, do you actually trust? Yeah. Do you actually trust him versus? Because I was so excited when Joss Whedon was attached to the project, and then no longer attached. We trust David Kelly with this and not Joss Whedon. Right, all we've got is leaders click, right? Got nothing else. And so many of us young ladies have grown up with Linda Carter. No, nothing. And I'm sorry, we had Dancing Baby with Ally McBeal and like missing that guy with Diana. Princess Diana from Ambassador Diana.
Do you want me to talk to David Kelly? Is that what you want me to do? We'll see what we can do. Okay, we'll call my money's meeting. Thank you. Listen, welcome back to podcast. So, have everyone, like, quick questions. I don't want anyone to be left out.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Rasha, and I'll keep this short since we have the rest of time. I was just wondering, there are a couple of characters that kind of got a little pushed to the side recently because of the big arcs. I was just wondering if there are any plans, or are we going to see more of Connor and Mia in the future? This might be more, but I'll keep it to those for now.
Just give it to those two. Okay, let me do the. Who would like to see more Connor and Mia? Who never wants to see them again? One person. I guess we'll be seeing more of them. Okay. Okay, we have to, everyone has to get a chance. So sorry.
I have one quick question. Why do you think
greatest state of the mall in Texas?
Sorry?
Why did Superman go through the greatest state of the mall in Texas?
Scott Oakley again.
You know you're in Washington, right?
Just go right to that. It was just supposed to be a straight line. It wasn't to be rude.
No, it can be rude. Alright, and real quick, Dan Jurgens, what are your plans for Booster Gold with Beyond Flashpoint? Can you give us anything?
Is this getting into that mystery type question?
That's what I told him to ask you.
I think that once we get past Flashpoint, we'll set up a couple of things that go after that. You'll see what they are. No, I mean, I'm serious. It's very tight in Flashpoint in terms of what we're doing. It's going to have some classic there. But I can't tell you what they are.
No,
so I'm trying to be cagey.
I didn't want to ask.
Okay, it's worth a donut, okay?
All right, we can try to get everyone through the next few minutes. That'd be great.
I was wondering if there are any plans for the Wildstorm universe in the future.
In the entire future?
Yeah, whatever.
And I can say yes, in each one day you'll see something with the Wildstorm at some point somewhere. All right?
That's nice to know, I guess. Anything specific?
Anything specific? Again, the gentleman didn't want any, secrets given away is gone. So, but in his memory, I can't give any specifics. All right? All right. All right. Jonathan, please, sir.
Okay, my favorite MMO in the world is DCUO. And I just wanted to know how involved you guys are with the storylines in the game, how much input you guys have, and if you've ever thought about integrating DC events that are ongoing or past DC events into the game, like say if there was going to be a Blackest Night update or some kind of story event that took place in the game as well.
Okay, let Marv take this.
We have absolutely no connection with it except for the fact that I wrote it. Jeff came up with the spine for the story, the entire Brainiac storyline. I came up with the missions that you're playing. So yeah, that's a lot of connection with the company.
Excellent, and very good work. Thank you.
Okay, now we got to really speed it up, guys. So come on, don't want to miss anybody.
How likely do you think it would be for Power Go to appear in any of the movies?
You want Power Girl to appear in the movies?
Yeah, how likely do you think it would be?
I think it could happen. I don't know specifically. Okay.
Right after the Sinestro crossover, right before the Red Lantern saga began, the Guardians came up with the Alpha Lanterns. It's like different Green Lanterns. John Stewart had turned this down, and it was said that it was going to scan for another replacement. Were we ever going to find out who that replacement was in the future?
Matt says never, but never. Okay. But I would say yes, you will. Jeff has definitely plans. Okay. All right, Jonah. Okay.
I'll just go with it. Okay.
Wait, we ran out of one box, people. Very good. Okay, go on.
Superboy's costume. Is there any chance he'll get a costume that can't be bought off the rack?
Leave that boy alone.
Don't you like his costume? It's so weird.
The fact that I could buy the exact same costume at Nordstrom kind of disturbs me.
I've never heard more realism to it. Doesn't excite you? No, kind of boring. See you on We've talked about it a lot.
All right, sir. Next one.
Hello. I love the Secret Six, and I love him against Lex Luthor, Doom Patrol, etc. I was wondering maybe sometime in the future you could do him against the Teen Titans.
Secret Six against the Teen Titans?
Yeah.
I like that idea. Want to come on money one meeting?
Sure.
Thank you. That's Donald Worthy.
Hi, as a Flash fan, I'm really looking forward to Flashpoint, but are we going to see Wally West anytime soon other than
Based on that reaction, never.
I did try, thank you.
Okay,
City.